Okay, so anyways, I'm back. Now, I finished, I wouldn't say, I didn't trash Cashout. Like I said, the effect itself is something that can go places. It is one of the few truly universal money effects that as you're constructing what you need, it doesn't matter what bill you're using. I think the Australian bills are pretty large compared to American and Canadian bills. American and Canadian bills are roughly the same size. UK bills, I've never handled those, or euros or whatnot. It's a truly, the application of the effect for you, depending on wherever you live, is truly universal. It does not matter where you live, you can perform Cashout, provided you can get everything you need to go ahead and construct what you need. Which I said in part 1, don't forget, go watch part 1, which you should be able to do no problem. The execution of the effect, now as I was watching the video in the teaching segment, I did stress a few of the disappointments I had with it. Now, I myself, like, again, I've been doing this for years. I got the eye for it. I know what to look for. And as he was constructing what's needed, the gimmick, let's just call it what it is, the gimmick. As the gimmick is being constructed, there's certain parts of it that he's making you aware of. Now, during that construction phase, and I was able to, to kind of mentally note what they're used for, and you should get it as well. It's not that hard. And then he goes on to the teaching phase. And based upon what I saw in construction, I kind of knew what was going on in teaching. I knew how it was being used. I knew basically what was happening. I was disappointed that he didn't point that out to you, though, which is why, like, I'm astounded that this even made it to production. But like the fairly astute of you out there will be. It shouldn't be too hard for you to figure out what is needed to be done. Now, you shouldn't have to figure it out, and that's the thing I take issue with the most. You shouldn't have to figure this stuff out. There's no reason you should have to. When you're paying money for an effect, you should literally, like, it should be handed to you on a platter. Now, unintended side effect, though, is because you have to figure this out for yourself, you might actually come up with some better uses for it. Because you're being forced to think for yourselves instead of being spoon-fed everything that you need to know, and then not worrying about being creative at all. This might actually force you to take the effect and do something with it that really wasn't intended to use. So on that note, it's an accidental thumbs up, I guess. It's like, oh, happy day. So, but in the long run, now I'm going to vent a little about self-produced videos. Enough of the Cashout. This is just self-produced videos. If you're going to self-produce a video, make sure you're following a script. Make sure you're following, like, if you're not an artist, like, draw some panels or rough sketches of what you want each segment and frame to teach, because you might think you're covering all your bases when you go ahead and teach something or explain something, but I guarantee you, you're not. Make sure you have everything laid out 100% from start to finish, and everything in between that you know of, and show it 100, like, and get a script, follow a script, dude. I don't think you followed a script for this, and I can tell mainly because of a lot of things. Just it's a gut instinct. It's definitely a gut instinct. And I just realized something here. Let me just check this. No, this is a professional printed DVD, but I noticed the DVD cover, the cover itself is actually bigger than the plastic sleeve that it comes in. So I thought it was actually even home produced. But unless he actually has a DVD printer at home, which he could very well have, no, it doesn't look like, because there's actually the word Cashout is laser engraved on the back of this. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. I'm saddened, and I commented on the size of the video itself. I can actually see how much of the video on the back of this is used. I'm not sure. Normally, if you look on the back of these things, you can see how much is burned and how much is not. This video only goes to about an inch in. And another thing as well, because Will is Canadian, he's based out of Vancouver. His measurements are in centimeters. So for you guys that use inches, I think you're gonna have to do some conversion there. I apologize. Well, I don't apologize. Will should. But back to producing your own stuff. Make sure that you cover all your bases. Make sure that you've reviewed it. Make sure other people than you have reviewed it. Not friends. Never ever show a friend your video, because chances are he knows the effect, or he's gonna be kind to you. He's gonna be nice. Show it to strangers, dude. Show it to like a magician who has no idea what's going on. yeah, stuff like this, especially for your first run out of the gate, needs to be done properly. And this was not, unfortunately, this was not done properly. Like I said, in the long run, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, and you got to make sure that like your dog isn't going to get eaten by someone else's dog. Enough innuendo for now. Cashout, overall, I'd say a 5. 5 out of 10. If the teaching segment was a bit better done, sorry, let me rephrase that. If the teaching segment was done, I probably would have bumped it up to maybe a 7, 7.5. And that is only because it's not really an effect that stands by itself. It is it's one of those, it's like using flash paper to produce like a flower or something, that, or a deck of cards. It's the oomph before you get into the rest of your stuff. And Cashout is perfect for that, but it doesn't stand by itself. It doesn't sit on its own as a piece of magic that will have people oohing and aahing over everything you've done, simply because it does not last long enough. I'm sure you could do it slower, but you might as well just be, you know, exposing everything, because it's just, you know, ridiculous. But it's a good introduction to, like, for something like Serial Biller, like I said, or a bill change, or a bill or another bill switch even. This isn't even really a bill switch; it's a bill production, or transformation of a plain paper into a, you know, money. So you could use this to go into a bill switch, or like something like the Hundy 500 or a Handout 500 or whatever other 500s are out there these days. You can use it for that. So take what I've given you, run with it. I'm not saying don't buy it, but I'm saying be warned what you're getting. You may or may not struggle a little bit with the actual performance of the effect, but everything's explained to you as to the construction, and once you're done with the construction, it's fairly obvious what needs to be done. So I'll just leave it in your hands, guys. If you have any other questions, you're probably going to have to contact Will at his support page. It's at his SM Productions on the back of the URL. There's a URL on the DVD case here. You might be able to contact us at Illusionist through our help support system, but I guarantee you, until I get more information from Will, you're going to get as much information as I've just given you right now. So on that note, buyer beware. It's a great effect. It's highly visual. It is what it is. It's impromptu. It's incredibly impromptu. You can't do it anywhere. You can do it completely surrounded. There is no false advertising on any of the claims that the effect makes. Everything they say about the effect is 100% true. It's just the teaching segment is a little lacking. It leaves a lot to be desired. And there's one line I guarantee you're gonna laugh. I'm not gonna say it here because I'm gonna see if you can find it for yourself. So if you guys have the video, go ahead and post below what you think that one line that is absolutely hilarious in the teaching segment is, and I'll see if I can swing some sort of prize for the first person that comes up with it. It's like, yeah, literally post below. I want to see what you guys think of this. But on that note, I'll let you guys go. It's not an expensive effect. Let's see, how much is it here. Yeah, it's not expensive. It's not going to break the bank. Chances are you paid, like, you know, a bit more in shipping for some of you, depending where you lived. So like it's definitely worth it if you're interested in money magic. And I've got a few friends who I knew are interested in the bill magic. I'm actually going to recommend this to them because I know this is the kind of thing they're looking for. Now, and like I've said before, if I don't like something, I'm not going to recommend it. It's not that I didn't like this. I like the effect. It's just the teaching. Again, just remember, the teaching is just a little lackluster. So on that note, I'm going to let you guys go. You guys have a good day. Again, post below what you think that one line is that's hilarious. And maybe the first 2 or 3 people, I'll give you a prize. I'm not sure what it is. I'll try and figure it out later. But on that note, adios. Have yourselves a good day.